The Indian kind of socialism is known as socialistic pattern of society that was adopted by the Indian state in the mind of 1950s. Provision of all basic necessities to all people irrespective of caste, creed, religion, race and gender, and elimination of poverty, inequality and illiteracy are the objectives of Indian socialism. Parliament passed a resolution for the establishment of Planning Commission in 1950. The strategy of five-year plan was implemented to promote development with social content from 1951. He adopted a mixed economy where both private and public sectors were allowed to operate. We provided the commanding heights of the economy to the public sector to achieve development and equality. The 42nd Constitutional Amendment law introduced socialism as an official feature of the preamble of our Constitution. The 44th Constitutional Amendment Act removed the right to property from the list of fundamental rights and made it an ordinary right in Part 12 of the Constitution. The directive principles of state policy in Part 4 of the Constitution contains many provisions that are designed to promote socialist objectives like right to work and avoidance of concentration of wealth in the hands of a few people. India had adhered to socialism from the year of independence to 1991 when we launched our new economic reforms that favored liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Difference between communism and socialism. Communism revolution is the midwife of change. Evolutionary changes are more enduring and beneficial in socialism. For communism, the state is an instrument of exploitation of the property-less class by the rich class, and therefore should be abolished. For socialism, the state should not be abolished, it should be made more democratic and social welfare oriented. For communism, struggle is the fundamental force of change in human history. In socialism, violent class struggle is unnecessary. For communism, the right to private property must be abolished. For socialism, the right to private property must be modified and limitations must be imposed for social welfare. For communism, historical materialism can explain human history. Economy alone drives human history. For socialism, historical materialism is not adequate to explain human history. Apart from economy, other factors like culture, politics, and religion are also important to explain human history. Nationalism refers to an ideology that promotes loyalty, affection, devotion to a particular nation. It creates attachments among people to a common homeland, a common language, ideals, values, and traditions. It is based on consciousness and other factors of social life. It strongly believes that individuals' loyalty, commitment to nation, and their attachments with any group of interest. Ernest Geller, an important theorist, wrote the book Nations and Nationalism. He defined nationalism primarily a political principle that holds a political and the national unit should be congruent. Nationalism is a modern concept. It emerged first in England and later on diffused to other countries of Western Europe like France, Germany, aided by French Revolution. The North American colonies revolted and formed their own nationalism in opposition to Europe. The African and Asian nations witnessed the emergence of a new kind of nationalism called post-colonial nationalism as a result of anti-colonial struggle. Many factors contributed to the emergence and diffusion of nationalism throughout the world, and the notable ones include capitalism, French Revolution, industrialization, world wars, and colonialism.